Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another epic challenge. Today, we are trying the viral 7-Up Shirley Temple. You guys, I'm excited. This is only like the 10th or 11th time I've tried this. So, yeah, I'm gonna put my glasses on so I can read the facts for you guys here. So it looks like 170 calories, your pretty typical stuff. 45 grams of sugar, that's going to be pretty hefty. That's going to be 90% daily value. So guys, it's going to be kind of rough. It's going to be a sugary drink. It is caffeine free. But yeah, we have our pretty typical ingredients in here. 12 fluid ounces. It's pomegranate and cherry soda, naturally and artificially flavored. So yeah, you guys, the can is sort of like a retro, like Christmassy type of deal. So maybe that's what they're leaning into. But yeah, so we're gonna put down our camera here and we're gonna crack it open. It's gonna sound so nice. Good thing that didn't bubble over on me, guys. That happened at the Marty Supreme premiere. No further comment. Okay, so from what I'm seeing in here is, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's sort of like a reddish, pinkish soda almost. So it does look like they used dyes. Let me try to read here. I wonder, what dye did they use? Okay, they used blue 1, red 40. Yep, those are the two bad ones. Okay. Yeah, so red 40 and blue 1 here. So this is going to be probably not very good for your veins or whatever that goes into. But yeah, we're pretty filled to the brim. I'm going to taste the can because just to get sort of an understanding of the element, the nature that this can was in. So, okay, sorry guys, I thought of something funny. All right. Okay. So I could tell this was definitely in a 12-pack. And I know and I know this because I got it out of the 12-pack in my fridge. And that was probably at Target or Walmart. So I'm getting a sort of sense of where this is coming from. But anyway, I think we should just get into the taste. Essentially, I'm going to taste it, and I'm going to tell you guys what it tastes like. Okay. Only a little sip. Okay, so that hits pretty quick, pretty fast. It has a pretty heavy upfront taste, but when you get it down, it sort of dissipates like any other drink would. All right, I'm gonna go back in for taste two so I can give you guys more in depth. I'm gonna go maybe a little bit of a bigger sip. But this drink is cold, by the way. If this was warm, no carbonation, I don't really know how that would affect the flavor. But yeah, all right. Little on the rim. So on the rim soda is very important because you do get a taste of where the soda came from and also the soda itself. So you get a mix of both personalities there. And the on the rim, it's definitely not as good as from the can, of course, but it's still pretty good. If you had a lot on the rim, then that would sort of overpower the can. But yeah, all right, we're gonna go back in for taste two. Okay, I definitely kept that one on the tongue for longer. It's strong carbonation. You're gonna kind of want to get it down, and not, we'll talk flavor in a second, but not because the flavor is bad, but because you just kind of, it's very strong. It's a pretty strong carbonated soda here. This is like, if we're drinking Clearly Canadian, it's a step down from that still, because that stuff, you just want to throw that up, honestly. But this stuff, you kind of do want to get it down. So, thoughts on flavor? Well, I'm definitely getting more hints of cherry than pomegranate. I can't really... Hold on, I'm gonna go back for another sip. Yeah. I can't really tell exactly where the cherry was picked from, but the pomegranate, it does feel a little more closer to the equator. If I had to take a guess, the cherry, I mean, this cherry flavor could be from anywhere. I mean, it could be from, I don't know, it could be from like Iowa, maybe like Missouri. Yeah. And you're also getting this, right? This is a 7-Up beverage. And what do we know about 7-Up? It does kind of have that rip-off Sprite taste. It's like, so you know how like McDonald's does a Sprite? It's like if you got a Sprite from Burger King, right? This is kind of, that's the 7-Up typical. Now this is the added flavor, so you do get different flavor, but the lingerance of the normal typical 7-Up is still noted, right? You're getting notes of that typical 7-Up, and you can kind of differentiate the flavor. If you want, like, if you're thinking about the typical 7-Up, you can sort of pick it out of the drink. You can taste it. But that's only when you really dissect it. When you keep it on the tongue for longer than feels typical, then basically you're gonna notice the notes of 7-Up. But yeah, that pomegranate, actually, on that sip, the pomegranate did poke through a little bit more than on previous sips. I still am noticing the cherry, but with the pomegranate, the cherry is harder to differentiate the area it came from, is what I would say. So let's go back for another sip. Yeah, all right. So I'm gonna give the flavor, I'm gonna give it like a 7-8, right? Because it is a little bit different. It's not just cherry soda. It's not a pomegranate soda. It's not a Sprite 7-Up. It's a mix of all these things, right? It's a combination, and the combination is pretty good. There's no creaminess to it that you would expect from maybe a like cream soda, but basically it's just a pretty straight up, we got a pretty straight up soda. It's Spritey, it's awesome. It's not awesome, it's pretty good, I would say. But yeah, so I would say longevity of this soda. How long are you gonna, like, at what point in the can are you gonna be tired of this? I'm gonna say you're not gonna be tired of this soda, right? And especially it depends on the environment you're drinking it in. But you're not gonna get tired of this soda as you're drinking a can. Now, if you're on can 2, which has not been tested by me, I do wonder when you would get tired of the soda. But in my experience, I would say a can will definitely get you by. And you're going to be pretty, even towards the end of that can, you will feel like a 4 out of 10 disappointment level increase because the can is done. You're going to appreciate this soda. Yeah, anyway, that's the 7-Up Shirley Temple review. It's the viral Shirley Temple 7-Up. Yeah. So drop a comment on whether you would try this soda. Drop a comment on what's your favorite 7-Up. Drop a comment if you ever had Shirley Temple. Drop a comment if you liked and subscribed. Drop a comment if you want to see me do more challenges. Drop a comment if you want to see me do more reviews. Drop a comment if you left a like. Yeah, so leave a like, subscribe, drop a comment, and that's Tony Legos out. I'll see you in the next one.